Hello and welcome to the Talk with Tariro. We are in 2026. How has been the festive season, all the celebrations? We do know festive season is a time for us to actually let loose. And a lot of us, we do spend without even thinking. And come 2nd of January, takutanga kuzvibvunza kuti akomana ndoriita sei gore rino. And we know we had we have set up so many resolutions of saying, come 2026, I'm going to do A, B, C, D. We know a lot of us, especially when you're looking at ladies, we've gained weight because we're just eating. And weight loss oftentimes comes as one of the resolutions. But here we're talking about resolutions of starting the year and saying, this is what I would want to achieve in 2026. Manenge achiti 2025 zvanga zvakaoma. 2026 we are already better, but is there any difference really, or angori mazuva ari kungokontinue akadaro? If you don't focus, then there's a challenge. So we thought, as we are starting the new year, we invite somebody to just assist us in terms of how do we pivot from January up to December in terms of us making a difference in our lives. And we are talking about a positive difference. We have invited Cheza Makwara Squaka. Cheza, welcome to the talk. I must say, welcome back. It's not your first time on the program.
Thank you so much for having me, Tariro. I'm so excited to be here.
Maybe for those who don't know who Cheza is, maybe start off by just telling us who is Cheza Makwara.
Okay, I'm a mother, I'm a founder, I'm a businesswoman, an author. So I think to just round everything up, I would call myself an entrepreneur.
An entrepreneur, yes. And you're into what sort of entrepreneurship?
So we do logistics at my main business, which is customs clearing, freight forwarding, and warehousing. But like I said, I also have other interests.
Yeah.
So I'm very much into the writing space, the theater space. So that is me.
And when we're looking at a beginning of the new year, maybe before even going on to that, how was your festive season? We do know as business owners, when it comes to December, that's the time to self-introspect, reflect again. So how has been your festive season?
It was very good, Tari. And I laugh because of what you mentioned. You know, the festive season, sometimes we all just, let loose, eat a little bit more than we should, party a little bit more than we should. It was very good. But doing that, I also had a mindset of, I am getting into this new year. What plans do I have? And what are the goals I have for the new year? And I'm excited to be sharing with you today.
Yeah. So what plans do you have for the new year?
Well, I have cut my plans into different sections. I have obviously career plans.
Yes.
I have family plans, and I have other interest plans. So I think to just start off with that, what has worked for me is just categorizing my life. You know, we are so many people, we are so many women who have multifaceted life. We also have men who are multifaceted. So the key word is just balancing everything out. So as for me, I think how I have done it and how I will do it this year is by categorizing each section of my life. And
when you say categorizing, what exactly do you mean? Because we want the practicalities. Now I've got people watching you and they're saying we are starting the new year. And you are saying categorizing your life is one way. How best can one do that?
So what has worked for me in the past is I used to do this when I was a bit younger, and I encourage everybody to do it. It's something I learned from my pastor, and he calls this a vision board. So a vision board is basically a picture of all your goals and your dreams for the long haul. So you have so many things you want to do. In my case, I wanted to write books. I want to be a business person. I wanted to get married. I wanted to have children. So these are all things, different things, family, business. So what I did is you can't focus on everything at once. So I put them in in my different sections, and I said, okay, for my career, what do I want for those years? So now I'll bring it back to 2026 and say, looking at my vision board, for my career, what do I want for 2026? That is category 1.
Yes.
Category 2, for my family, what do I want for 2026? Category 2.
Yes.
For my other interest, what do I want for 2026? That helps you focus. You've written everything down. It helps you focus, not thinking about having a million things at once. I want a new car. I want a new house. I want to travel, just putting the things in the different categories and prioritizing helps. Yes.
So with the vision board, I've heard a lot of people talking about, especially motivational speakers, a vision board where they say, have it somewhere where you see it. How does a vision board help? And there are some who actually might not even know what a vision board is. Can you unpack that so that at least for those of us who have not had vision boards can actually think around that?
Thank you very much, Tari. I'm feeling a bit guilty because I thought of bringing it, but I always look at it and laugh because when you look at it, sometimes you think this is just a silly thing. It's a board. It can be a cardboard. It can be a manila paper with just pictures and quotes that inspire you. For me, I have people that I admire, that I've seen over the years, the Oprah Winfreys, the people here who've done so well, even in the country, in business, all the business leaders that inspire me, that I adore. I've also taken quotes from different people, that inspire me, So it's just a collection of a mindset of people that you want to emulate, put in one place. So I think that's my best description of a vision board. And it's so important to put it somewhere where you see it every day. And for me, I like to put it in the bathroom. We are all going to bath at some point. So every single day you are going to get into your bathroom and you just put it where you can see, and you can, sometimes you even look at it without even thinking. Some of these words and sentences that are on there, I've seen them more than millions of times because they're in the bathroom. One of the things that come into mind for me is education is the key that opens doors for you. And I put that almost 10 years ago. And I'd like to say now I have my MBA, I have my degree, and I have other certifications and qualifications because that reminder was always there. So I would say that's the right place to put it. Yes.
Yeah, indeed. I'm sure if you don't have a vision board, and the good thing now is with Google, you can actually Google and get the different examples of vision boards that you can have. Like what Chieza is saying, the moment you continuously see those, it becomes a reminder for you to then say, in 2026, this is what I've committed to. So one thing that she's encouraging us is to have vision boards. We'll continue with our discussion as we pivot into 2026. Join us. Welcome back. We continue with our discussion. And today we are with Chieza Makwara-Mskwaka, and we are pivoting into 2026. So Chieza, you were talking about having a vision board. What I want is the practicalities now. Putting something on paper and sticking it onto the board and even visioning what you want to achieve in 2026 is easier said than done. And often it's easy to put something down. But when it comes to implementation, there's also always an issue. How do we overcome that?
Thank you for bringing that up, because people often fall into the trap of just writing things down or just sticking things down and nothing happens. I'm reminded of a Bible verse that says faith without works is dead. So I think putting those into action, the vision board is just a reminder for you. Kungo remindwa kuti pane zvauri right? So acting is the next step. You say that you want to get married, but you're not even putting yourself out there to the young ladies. You don't serve in church. No one will see you. this is the action that I'm talking about.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
you want a life partner, but you are not even being seen in the right spaces. You say you want a mentor, but you don't go and network.
Yeah.
You say you want to be like Tariro from the talk, but you don't even put yourself out there to register for a journalism course. So that is the faith without action. So the next step after the vision board is to act on those things. But I'll also break it down to you, Tari, and say, you don't just act from the whim. You know, you write your notes down and say, okay, I want to be the next chartered accountant.
Yeah.
What courses are there? Then you're breaking it down to small goals, because being a chartered accountant will take you 3 years. So you're going to have to break into my small goals, but let me start doing the course yakadai. Okay, and namari, let me save $200 and register. Let me save, this is the next thing. So I'm now breaking the big goals, Aripa vision board, into smaller steps kuti tishike kwatiri kuda kusvika. You might say, I want to take my child to this school, but you haven't even done your research kuti zvikuita mari, and what part of your business is going to pay for that. So vision board kungotanga kuona the overall picture. Then the small steps is to help you action and to help you write smaller notes to get to where you want to go.
There's the issue of I don't know whether it's complacency, procrastination. You know, when I have my vision board, but still on the issue of implementation, it's more of saying, you spoke about the issue of even exercising. You know, after we eat, and I'll tell myself I'll go to the gym. I'll start on Monday. And then Monday comes, you're like, there's this thing. I'll start again on Monday when I have it. But there's that complacency. There's that procrastination. How should we deal with that 2026?
So how I've dealt with it is, doing something uriwega. You know, that complacency comes in. Nobody likes to, as much as we all want to go be fit, nobody wants to go to the gym every day. Nobody wants to limit the amount of chocolate and pizza that we eat. But tinosumudzirana tichifamba tese nevamwe, you know, it helps. So just getting a circle of your friends, vamwe vanowati ma accountability partners, you know, somebody who is checking in on your goals, kuti wapapi panyaya iyi shamwari madyiro awakaita ne-weight loss yauri kuda zviri kuenderana. Of course you say it in the right way. Hauzoti kune munhu kudyisa. You find a way to say it to the person kuti mungofamba mese mungosumudzirana. I think that's the most important thing, that accountability. Wega, I don't know kuti tinozozvikwanisa.
And then ndoda kutarisa inini nyaya yekuti mukutanga mabusiness edu ipapapa paya pazvinooma, because people think it's easy running a business. How is it running a business? Paunofesa all those tides and all. How best do you stay afloat kuti usanyura?
Oh, Tari, it's very, very difficult.
Yeah.
But I think taking care of your mind is the most important thing. If your mind is not in the right state, hapana chauchakwanisa kuita, because mabusiness zvakawanda zvinoitika. Vamwe vanoba mari, vamwe vanosiyiwa nevamwe vanenge vakatanga navo, vamwe havatombofollowe kana zvelaw zviri kufanira zviri kudika, mapepa anenge achidika. All those things are important. Saka utanga waita a very settled in your mind, a very settled person in your mind is important. But I also want to stress nyaya yekuti knowledge is power. You know, kuverenga mabhuku, kutsvagawo vakambozviita. You will never know everything. Even business, ukati 2026 you want to start your business. Ukatoda kutanga business muna January munomu. You need to find ndiani akamboita business akaita ngesera ako, vambozvifambisa sei, vakagona vakaita sei, vakatadza vakaita sei. Ndiyo planning manje iyoyo, ndiyo pivoting. That is pivoting. You need to gather your information from there. Then the second thing is, zvandingotaura nenyaya dzekusumudzirana, when you walk alone, it's a very lonely road. But if you find a tribe of people that are there to uplift you, they don't have to be your friends, to be honest, because sometimes munoona pamabusiness autombosapotwi kana neshamwari mehama dzako, unogona kusapotwa nevari varipunzo kwaowanawo vanhu ikoko muchingosharewo maideas. Pane ma-women's groups akawanda, ma-association akawanda ekujoina. There are people who are powerful who can assist. So I think that's a good way of looking at the business and the challenges.
And one question that people often ask is running a business easy?
It is not. It is really not. You have to make sure you do things the proper way. I'm always on, let's get our compliance correct. When it comes to businesses, zvinenge zvichiadvertiswa pa-TV nepama-newspaper zvana Zimra, zvema-company register, izvozvo pane re-registration ye-2026. We have to make sure that we are re-registered, chero wotori existing. Saka mukateera mutemo, if we follow law and rule of business, you will be okay.
Indeed, we are hearing from Chieza. Yes, kutanga makambani, kuregister makambani, it becomes easy. But now, when you're now putting everything into operation, that's where she's saying it's never easy. So it's important, particularly issues of compliance that she's dating. Half the time, we try and run away. No, I don't want to pay Zimra. I don't want to have this certificate that's required. Certificate of compliance. This is required by Sito Mahara. This is required by this. Even motor dzenu chaidzo we're supposed to have ZBC license. No, I'm not going to have that. So what she's emphasizing is just abide by everything that is actually required, and join us after this short break. Welcome back. We continue with our discussion where we are pivoting into 2026. So Chieza,
Yes.
I've come up with my resolutions, New Year's resolutions. And we know January, we are so excited. You can have 6, 7, you can have 20. But come March, I'm seeing I've not even achieved one. I'm getting to December, I've not done anything. How do we, I know you've tried to touch on that, but to stick to what I am actually planning, especially with our resolutions. Because after time, I always ask, is it even worth coming up with those resolutions? Because 3/4 of the time, nothing comes to fruition.
Yes, Tari, thank you for that. That daily reminder is so important. Yes, tampotaura nezvema vision boards and everything. I'll give you an example of isusu kumba kwedu tunoita say, I know that by myself kujima handitoendi. But my husband will come and say, let's go to the gym. When he also doesn't feel like it, I'll also say, let's go to the gym. So depending on kugaranana as well, and who are the people vakakusurrounda, muchida, ukaudza munhu chinhu, anokuholda accountable kune chinhu ichocho.
So you're saying those accountability partners that you spoke about is one of the most effective ways.
Oh, Tari, it's so important. My goals all these years, takawanyora tikaita say, ndikambotasa diary rangu rekudhara, I can see none of these things happen. Because the first month unenge une jinja, the second month pazvinoita zvichidzikira. Another point I want to stress nenyaya yemavision nemagoals, Tari, is don't aim too high too fast. Small steps. You can't say ndoda kulusa 20 kgs in 1 month.
Exactly.
Ukatiwo ndokuda you can even say eat less. Exercise more. Because paunozozvipa ma-targets akakurisa ayaya. You can say drink less. Pane vanofarira kunakidzwa muyaDecember vobva vakontinua January kusvika December. Instead of kuti vati zvo, right, ndakumwa 1 instead of 10 dzanga vachimwa, ko vakambotrya less. Vombokata by half a cup, by half a glass. That's a way of starting save money. You say you want to save $10,000. Ko ukambonyora kuti regai ndimboseva $100 a month or $20 a month.
You know, you are even talking about that. Beginning of the year, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. And first month excitement inenge iripo. Otora ka $20 wokanda, $1 wokanda imo mokuti ndoda kuzorivhura musi wa 31. But musi wa 2 February patoitika kanyaya.
What?
And I'm guilty of opening magaba iwana. So
Manje tikaita tu vari guilty here vemagaba. Maybe magaba akaitwa malocks or tikavhara. But I definitely understand what you mean.
Yeah.
Tari, but tikangoita ma small steps ipapo.
Yeah.
Then tabvisa that pressure. Then it becomes easier. And you are also excited. Imagine ukunzisa $100 mugamba every week or every month. You know, to what? Especially mnana January, pane ma school fees, package zvakawanda. But ukaita zviri manageable. Kuti ndapedza school fees, yasara, ndikasarwa chero ne$5 or $2. Rega ndingoikanda, it will make a difference.
Yeah. Tiri ipapo futi pekuti kana yazonzi yasara. Vanhu tinenge tichitaura kuti have kawallet kako kapocket kako for the rainy day. But munhu ari kutaura kuti chi ndikati seya ndiri kuwana yacho kubusiness kana kuti ndiri kubasa ndikaedha zvese zvandiri kuda kadhola kacho hanzi akatoripo. So that saving culture iri kutonetsa. How do we maneuver that as Zimbabweans? Because I think ipapo ndo patichiri a major challenge.
Thank you.
The saving culture.
Thank you, Tari, for that question. Tine mentality, pane ye saving culture, and tine mentality yokuda kuchengeta munhu wese, which is very good, because ndizvo zvatiri vanhu ubuntu, to look after everybody and to look after each other as a community. However, taakufana kuprioritize nekuseta anonzi ma-boundaries. Haungapedzi nhamo dzese dziri kuitika with you, kubusiness kwako, nehama dzako, neshamwari dzako. Saka prioritizing, ofunga the most important thing, chiri kuda attention yako. School fees yevana yakuita. Haunga, so nyanyo utora mari yese wakuendesa. And tinobatsira vanhu, but according to capacity yedu. Wakubatsira ana sekuru, nana mbuya vari kuda kuenda kuhospital. You help, but you also help thinking about ma responsibilities nema priorities awo now. Saka zvinhu zvinofana kuita balanced, uchiseva. Saka kana une $100 yako, chiitarisa so of what, all right, ndezvipi zviri kuda kuitwa, what is the most important thing? Let us prioritize. The child wants to go to school, pane payment plan. Saka ndakubhadhara $20. Yemwana gogo vari kuda kuenda vada mushongo wemapiritsi, alright, ndakubvisa imwe $20, kwasara $60 pane chikafu choda kutengwa kumba, kuri kudiwa $100, but for now, for this week, tiri kuda chi $20 inokwana hupfu nemuriwo nekanyama, taita $20, kwasara $40, okay, pane pachada mari yefuel, mabus fare, ngatimboshandisai 20, kwasara $20 indakuisa muchigaba chiya. Saka watoshandisa $100 yako zviri nani. It's not easy, of course, but you have to really introspect and prioritize and say, what is the thing that needs my most attention now? Because ukatora $100 yese weekenda ku-school fees, zvekudya hapasisi.
And chimwe chinotiuraya semaZimbabweans black tax.
Yes. Black tax.
Your comment on that?
Black tax is a very serious thing that we actually need to have more conversations about. Pamwe pamuchaita show imwe black tax muchandidaidza sakaura some more. I always use the word ma-boundaries. Ngatishandisei word rinonzi boundary. And umwe munhu anogona kuuya kuzokukumbira mari, kukwereta mari kuti umubatsire pama-priorities ake. Let's use an example, maybe arwarirwawo iye oti alright, chintipawo mari yekuendesa hama kuhospital, but next day uri kutomona munhu wacho zviri kutofaya, you know, because pane vamwe vanhu, and it's not everyone, vanotova nekaculture kekuti zvoka when it comes to mabig things, big priorities, vanolina on vavanofunga kuti vanozvikwanisa. They can also do it. You know, you can't solve everyone's problem. You have to start with you. I'll give you an example of a cup, Tari. If your cup is empty, if you keep filling someone's cup and no one is filling your cup is going to be empty. Saka, you need to be filling that cup. Someone else needs to be filling your cup. Zvichida zvinofana zvine balance. Haungakwana uri wega mwana ndiwo wanziwa wadoctor, wakuchengetedza rese. Kubatsira tinobatsirana. But you have to do it, which is what newewe une-uphenyo.
Wow, yes.
So I think that's my best description in this short time.
Yeah, indeed, it is actually a short time. We will try and invite shades again as we continue with our year. We keep saying it's a happy new year, and we are hoping that 2026 we are all going to be productive and make a change in our lives. Until next week, it's goodbye.